Welcome in to game number 2 of tonight's action in the Utah Top 50 League, only on KSLSports.com. Our game tonight, the Utah Stars and the Memphis Sounds. Both teams looking for their first wins of this league tonight. But there are some primetime players that are going to be going head-to-head tonight. Dane Stewart, and pleased to be joined by Eric Johnson tonight. Eric, one of the organizers of this tournament. And Eric, tell us a little bit about the Utah Top 50, what this league is designed to do, and really how it's gone 3.5 weeks now into the league.
Yeah, Dane, thanks so much for being here, first and foremost. Yeah, we're more than pleased with how things have gone. I think getting the kids here, getting them competing, also getting them and having them coached by college coaches is a big deal, right? And that's something we wanted from the get-go. We wanted to make sure that we could create a competitive environment and a competitive atmosphere as these guys get ready to play for the season. So yeah, that's what we hope that we're doing, right? And that's also why we want to keep standings, and we want to make sure that it's good officiating and all those things that really create that good atmosphere. So yeah, we're very, very pleased so far with how things have come together.
It's been one of the fun things. You run 3 games a night. You allow an hour block for each game. There's not a lot of whistles. There's not a lot of stoppages. This is up and down the floor. There's a shot clock. It is meant for this ball to move, and I think we've seen players take advantage of that.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. And speaking of shot clock, you and I could go on all night long about a shot clock, right? But that's also something we wanted to make sure and create here too. And to be quite honest with you, Dane, a lot of these kids are going to college, right? And they will be playing college basketball. And so it's important that whenever they can, let's get these guys ready to compete with a shot clock. But yeah, from the pace of the game, it really makes the game from a tempo standpoint. It increases it, it makes it fun to watch, and it gets these guys, going up and down, which is what we want.
Boy, one of the things you don't want to see, Sam Sivlich had the basketball and ended up getting hurt on the first possession of the game. We'll have to certainly hope that he's okay for the Memphis Sound. He has been a fantastic player for Northridge. He's been fun to watch in this tournament. He is on the sideline now being looked at, and the risk is whenever you're playing, whether it's in season, out of season league, whatever, you always have that risk, and you always hope nothing ever happens. We certainly hope that he's okay. We'll get back to the game here, and this contest 2-2 here. Stars and Sounds is happy to bring this to you right here on KSLSports.com, and a whistle here as it will be Stars basketball. Nice take there on the reverse, and the Utah Stars out in front here 4-2. So Eric, help us understand maybe where the idea came from for this tournament, and for first year, what are some opportunities that you guys see for coming years?
Yeah, Dane. Well, first and foremost, and I know you've talked a little bit about this already, but these guys are all playing in open gyms at their high schools, right? And a lot of these guys are even playing in some fall leagues with their high school teams. But what's interesting is that, and as we look at the environment that we're creating, is all of them as a whole in a top 50 in the state, they're not competing against each other or haven't been before, right? And so that was really the goal of the league, was to make sure that these guys can compete against their peers while also, continuing to compete with their high schools and prepare with their high schools leading into the season. So all these guys are doing both, and they're all getting ready. So yeah, that was really the goal in creating this league, as we saw that opportunity there, and we have guys asking for it, saying, hey, I want this. And so yeah, that's really was the impetus behind creating the league.
Heat check for Mulford as he had hit the 3 on the previous possession, and that's been the thing that's been fun for me, is to see some of these kids that we've seen week in, week out on over the course of the high school season, have a chance to see them go head to head, teammates going to battle, which has been fun. We had Diego versus Q last week, but fun to be able to see some of these kids outside of their high school gym and being able to go up and compete against each other.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's a great experience for these kids as well, right? Because they're coming in, we're putting them on teams, and we're trying to keep the teams as competitive as we can. But, a lot of these guys are playing different roles than they do even during the season, let alone on their AAU teams, during the spring and summer season. So they're having to do other things. They're having to get better. And again, they're being coached by college coaches, right? And so from an experience standpoint, it's big time for these guys.
Well, and talk a little bit, we've made these reads, we've let people know, this has started out to be a boys league, but you've had such a great response. You guys are now opening up for girls the last couple of weeks of October, and talk about how that is coming in terms of its setup and what you guys expect to have here in year number 1 for the girls' side.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. And so you're exactly right. As we got this started and we started to kind of get some demand going, we said, oh, well, we should be doing this for the girls' side, right? And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. It's the same environment. It's the same idea. Girls can come in. We're putting together as competitive as teams as we can. They're going to be coached by college coaches. And again, I mean, in an environment like the Bruin Arena here with good, high-quality coaching, good refereeing, and then plus the shot clock, right? And so it's going to be the same format. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to being able to offer that on the girls' side as well to all those really awesome girls players on that side.
Nice 3 hit there by Hills as this game – I'll tell you, I mean, and it's one of the fun things about this tournament. I mean, you can see that these two teams are still looking for their first win, but it's not that they don't have talent. And that's what's been fun is that you guys have distributed the teams in a way that even when teams have been struggling to get those W's, they've had close games and they execute really well. So that's a great ball there by Diego Mulford.
Yeah, and what's been fun too, Dane, and you've been here to see it, right? But every week that we've done the league, teams are getting better, and they're actually sharing the ball even more. And that was one thing down here as I watched, was sitting next to Coach Taylor here from Salt Lake, his head men's coach here. He's coaching one of the teams tonight, and he's down there calling timeout. He's calling plays. He's talking to guys about competing, about getting back, about picking up full court. And that's the kind of environment that we're looking for. And that's making these kids better, but it's making the teams better too, and I think it's making the games more competitive.
Mulford there had a nice lane, left it short, coming back up the floor now with the Stars, leading 14-13. Skang, tough pull up and foul on the shot. He'll head to the line. This is one of the favorite things for me. Look, this is a running clock inside of the last 2 minutes, but the 1 for 2, the 1 for 3. This is about getting play moving. I absolutely love it. I think the way you guys have constructed this tournament has been absolutely phenomenal in terms of taking advantage of some of this. Hey, all right, that's great, right? Foul and get your points, and now we're back running. We're back playing the game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and again, that's something that we wanted from the beginning. Almost kind of more of like an open gym feel a little bit, or an open run feel, I should say, right? Where hey, there might be a foul. Well, you might say, hey, foul, right? And then it's one free throw, and you're back on your way, right? And that's kind of what we were after here with the league. Keep these guys going, make sure there's some conditioning there, but also create just a little bit of chaos, which helps get these guys a little bit better, right? And that's what the shot clock can do too, right? It creates a little bit of a different atmosphere and a feel where the guys have to play faster, and that's what we're after, right? That, like I said, that's the piece that gets you better as a player when you lead into the season.
One of the things for anyone watching this tournament, I think there are a lot of people thinking, well, how do I get there? How do I get my son or my daughter there? This tournament, it does not have, you guys have been clear, this does not have the top 50, but it's really an opportunity to go find the best players in the state and bring them together. And with this being the first year, there are some top players in the state that had other commitments, aren't able to be here. But as you guys see this grow, how do you try to get those? And it's not I'm sorry, you were 51, so you don't make it. But how do you try to make this appealing to, that's the top player in the state, right? And getting him to stay here and to come play in this tournament in future years. What are you guys doing to try to help bring those players in here to make this actually the best players in the state?
Yeah, and so that's a great question, right? Because you're right. I mean, really what we're looking for is we're looking for input from high school coaches, from club coaches, and then from people frankly like you, Dane, that have been around the sport and know the kids, right? And that's something that we've been taking into account as we get suggestions on who to invite. And that's really what it is, right? So once these invitations come in, they're basically nominations, right? They're high school coaches, like I said, or club coaches or people that know the game. They're nominating players, and we're able to quickly look at that as a committee and say, okay, yeah, that player should be involved and invited. And honestly, that's really how we do it. We're doing our best to reach out to kids that should be here. And that's, something that we've been sort of working on, right, as this progresses, and we'll continue to work on it. But kids can get there, right? I mean, this is something that we're trying to create and we want to do now every year. And so we'll be watching, right? And hopefully we won't be leaving anybody out.
It's one of the things that I've loved too about seeing this. I think a lot of times people feel like, top players, there's a sense of selfishness or a ball hog are always looking for their shot. I mean, we saw in the last game pivotal moments inside of a couple minutes to go. player who's hit a couple threes and recognized, hey, I missed my last one, I'm going to go to my teammate, and he's able to drill it. I feel like we've not seen a lot of the individualism in this tournament. Players have been really good at sharing the basketball, and especially with teammates that they aren't accustomed to playing with. I mean, I feel like the teams have actually really gelled very quickly here.
Yeah, and you're right. And you saw it down the stretch of this last game, right? Coach Romney is down 2, calls a timeout, draws a play up, and what happens? Well, it's a hammer action on the baseline. Jordy Barnes dribbles down, finds Jake Fitton for a wide open 3. And so those types of actions, right? I mean, guys are sharing the ball, like you said. Guys want to win, right? And also it helps, too, when you have coaches that are into it, that are calling timeouts and saying, guys, we want to win, right? And so the other thing that we've constructed, too, and this is why we kind of are keeping standings, but we want that last week of the league, we want that to be Championship Monday, right? And part of that is these teams and guys have got to come together because you want to win, right? You want to play for that championship on that last Monday, right? And so I think it's created a little bit more of a competitive atmosphere for the kids and for the team, and some incentive to share the ball, right? Which you don't get in showcases, many times in showcases, right? You're not going to get that.
Approaching the midway point here in this first half, 19-16. The Sound still out in front. Good drive there. That take just short, and a foul here called. We've got one more game coming up for you later tonight. The Flint Tropics putting their undefeated record on the line. They'll take on the Virginia Squires. Of course, Minnesota winning earlier. Minnesota and Flint playing next week, and if Flint wins tonight, that's going to be a battle of 4-0 teams for that number 1 spot, and a potential for them to play in back-to-back weeks because they would have the 1-2 game in the last week of this league.
Yeah, absolutely. And those two teams have been terrific. They've been great. And just watching those guys come together, right? I mean, just hearing them in the huddles and hearing them before the game and after the game. Those guys are communicating, and they're talking about winning. So yeah, it's been a pleasure to see these guys really compete and get after it on that level.
That one picked off by Hills, able to take it down and score, and we'll have a timeout taken here with 9:40 to go, 19-18 Sounds. Eric, anything else you want to say just on behalf of the Utah Top 50 League?
No, Dane, again, I appreciate your support, and it's almost hard to get up in this booth. Everybody kind of wants to be up here with you, so I'm glad you finally called my number. But no, this has been really good. We appreciate your support and everyone else's support as we look to grow this. And as we talked about, I mean, we want to do this every year, and we also want to make sure that starting this year that the girls have their top 50 league as well, which we will. So yeah, I think that's about it on the on the league side. But again, just thank you so much for your coverage and for being here. That's
just one more thing. If boys, girls, regardless, if they're interested in this tournament this year, future years, Eric, what do they do? Where do they go? How do they get their names on your radars?
Yeah, go to UtahTop50.com, and there's a registration form that you can fill out, and then we'll get back to you on next steps on what to do for the league.
Awesome. Eric, thank you so much, man.
Okay, thanks, Dane. Yeah, appreciate it.
9:40 to go, coming out of the timeout, 19-18 Sounds, and I'll make one more plea from long range before he leaves. It is an open mic. In case anyone wants to come up, they are more than welcome to come up. So spread the word. We'll talk about the game. Yeah, let's do it. Turnover here, gathered by the Stars down the way, and Hills now with back-to-back buckets. Quincy Hills has done a nice job bringing the Stars back in this. They've got the lead here by 1. Mulford has it here, handing it off. I think this is Dowdy. That one turned over. Carly on the break, tried to send that out. Good job by Mulford getting a hand in the lane to deflect that out of play. Hills to throw in. Langston looking baseline, good find. 22-19 here for the Stars. Jackson Anderson, the Wasatch Wasps, sending it into the corner. Tried to get it back. That ball turned over. Carly on the break, has Hills following, but Carly going to go all the way and finish. Boy, this is a burst here by the Utah Stars. A 6-0 run. Carly able to steal it. Has his man. What a pass. And that just won't go, but the follow will. That's why you always follow your teammate. The lead now is 7 for the Stars, and a timeout taken as they lead this 26-19. You're watching the Utah Top 50 only on KSLSports.com. Welcome back here. 26-19, the Stars out in front. 8 minutes to go here. That ball knocked away. Anderson able to keep it. And foul here on the shot. I think we'll send Engelbright. I thought it was on the shot. Never mind. This might be, yeah, it is on the shot. Free throw won't go. Rebound gathered. Good find. That ball kept in, worked around here. Pull up here from 17. That one good. I think it was 19-16. So it's been a 12-0 run here. Long three on the way. That just won't go. The follow, and that will stop the run as it's Easton Ralphs with the offensive board and put back. That deflected, kept. Good entry. Soft touch of the rim. Anderson. Tough drive here, and that one nearly turned over. It'll stay here. Do we have an offensive foul? No. That called defensively. Wasn't quite certain if they were going to call Engelbright there with a forearm, but they do not. It stays with the sound. Here's Dowdy. Dowdy around a screen, gives it over to Engelbright. He thought about it, now looking to drive here. Boy, tough take. How about that? Nice touch of the rim there by Tucker Engelbright. Hills caught that in rhythm, but working around. Hymas looking inside. That knocked away by Engelbright. He's had a nice league as well. Tucker has a Wasatch Wasp. We've got a few Wasps in this top 50. Gets it back. Tucker thought about it. Hey, he's going to take it, man. Dial one up, young man. That won't go. Hills. That three off the mark, gathered by Ralphs. Hymas. Fouled. Fouled there by Carly. There's a lot of substitutions here for both sides. Clock inside of 5 to go here in this first half. Engelbright here, 1 for 2 on the line, or at the line, missed it. A rebound gathered by Moyer. Moyer had a big game in game number 1. He was filling in as take there. The foul on the shot will send Langston here to the line as we'll see Julian Maho, the Tooele Buffalo, coming on the floor here. Free throw good for 2. 32-23, the advantage for the Stars. The Stars are fortunate. They have their team name painted here on the floor. Inside of 4 to go. Maho tried to leave one. That ball somehow found a way to Anderson, who finishes through traffic. Jackson Anderson gets creative. Moyer lost that one. It takes a fortuitous bounce. That three was left short. Maho Trying to work baseline. Gets good positioning and able to finish it. Back-to-back buckets here for the Sound. Skank. That ball. The contact there had it go out off of Hunter, and it will go the way of the Sound. Good drive and a finish. Memphis coming back in this one. 6-0 burst here from the Sound. A foul there given by Maho. We'll send Moyer to the line. One for two here for Luke Moyer. Short. Maho with the board. Mulford from straight away. Just left it short. Maho an offensive rebound. Maho going up. Count it. And one for Julian Maho. And it is tied up here at 32 apiece on an 11-0 run put on by the Sound after the Stars went on a 12-0 run. Moyer, spin cycle, able to get the finish. Stars retaking the lead here. 1:45 to go in the opening half. That shot left short. Langston pushing it up the floor in traffic nonetheless, and then lost it. Anderson playing up for Mulford. Mulford dealing with some trees. Anderson has a trailer, will kick it out. Ralphs for three. Won't go. Anderson gets the offensive board, but too strong. Rebound gathered by Conley. Looking in for Moyer. Moyer, tough shot from 8, able to get the roll. (36-32). Anderson. Gonna take a long three and hits it. Jackson Anderson with the three to pull us down within one. 30 seconds to go in the half. Conley going around Ralphs. Ralphs with a block. 15 seconds to go. Williams looking inside to Maho. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds left in the half. Maho scanning. Gives it to Anderson. Anderson working on Skank. Little turnaround. Anderson able to get it to go. The heave is short. And at the break, gets the Sounds with a 37-36 lead. You're watching the Utah Top 50 League only on KSLSports.com. Welcome back here. Start of the second half. Dane Stewart, pleased to be joined now by Eliab Alstead of the Running Utes. 37-36. The Sound leading the Stars here. Stars an early three won't go. The tip in does. Nice job there by Conley.
A lot of offensive rebounds on both ends of the floor tonight.
It was one of the things late in the half. Coach Taylor, who's coaching the Stars, was talking about get a defensive board. And we have seen a lot of offensive rebounds in this contest. That shot good from Engelbright. Here's Hills. Working inside. Tough turnaround, able to get it over Maho.
Good finish by Nathan Vicentin. Good strong move.
Mulford. Hills defending him. Here's Maho. Maho looking to send out. That one nearly picked off, and we'll get a foul here called on the defense there of Carly. Looking inside, Englebright. Nice spin move. Tucker Englebright, he's been impressive in this league for the Sound.
He's got some really good footwork inside, and it's hard to guard.
Drive here by Hills. Oh, nice runner. Three on the way. That won't go from Tucker. Hills with the board. Leading the break here for the Stars. We'll send it out. Three on the way. That shot no good from Hymas. Mulford end to end. That deflected out. It'll stay here. Thrown in, Maho. He'll try the pull up from 17, able to hit it. Julian Maho. Carly, utilizing that high screen. He's going to pull up. That shot off the mark and hit the end line. It'll go back the way here of the Sound. Here's Williams. Mulford now looking in for Julian. Maho sends it out. Nice drive here by Dowdy and fouled. He'll head to the line here to shoot. That free throw won't go. Rebound is to Conley. Inside, has to send it out. Good interior defense, not giving much up. Long three. That shot off the mark, gathered by Williams. Looking up for Englebright, has Mulford with him. And that one taken away by Carly. What a defensive play. Other end, Hills. Well, this a little frantic. The offensive board, good.
There we go, a little sloppy, but they got it.
It's just about finding the bottom of the net, and took a while, but the Stars able to get it done. Mulford, little pull up. Diego Mulford gets a lot of credit for being a shooter from the perimeter, but he can score inside as well.
That's true. He's fast and he's hard to guard.
That Conley three off the mark. We saw him hit that shot last week. Coming up here with the Sound. Open three on the way and good. Drive by Carly. Contact there from Williams. Substitutions here on both sides.
Both teams are attacking really well on the offensive end, but I think whoever picks up the aggressiveness on the defensive end is going to pull this one out. But I like what I'm seeing offensively.
It's been a close battle in this one. Both teams have really tried to get the ball to the rim as Carly misses that free throw, and it's corralled by Anderson. Mulford pushing it up the floor here, sends over Williams. Looking to drive here. Now Anderson in the paint, able to catch the defense flat-footed and finishes.
He's strong inside. He has a big body, and he uses it well to get up and score those easy twos.
Here's Moyer with a pull-up. That too strong. Mulford has the rebound come to him. He's now pushing it up here with the Sound. Trying to extend this lead. That was deflected, kept by Englebright. Oh, nice move by Tucker, but couldn't get the finish. Anderson the board and the finish.
That's got to be his 5th or 6th offensive rebound putback.
He has been a monster tonight. He's been very gritty, very kind of blue-collar, hard-working, and it's paid off for the Sound as they lead 52-44. Want to take a moment, just remind you, the Utah Top 50 League first year here for the boys. Apologies for the speech impediment there. And the first year for the girls. The girls starting next week here at Salt Lake Community College. If you're one of the top girls players in the state of Utah, there's no better place to get high-level competition right before the season starts and even get some collegiate coaching than right here at the Utah Top 50 League. Games will be played the last 2 weeks of October and the first week of November right here at Salt Lake Community College. And again, you'll get college coaches to help you improve your game and a chance for iron to sharpen iron as you go against some of the top girls players in the state. If you're interested, submit your information. Request your invite at utah top50.com. 52-44 here for the Sound. Wearing the dark uniforms, the stars in the light. Having to try to come back here. Skank sends to the corner. 3 on the way. Too strong. Rebound to Anderson. Jackson pushing it. Nice little fake and the handoff to Engelbright. Too strong. Engelbright gets it back and Tucker with a finish.
You know, Dane, this is such a cool opportunity for these high schoolers to be preparing for the season by playing against some of the best players in the state. I think they should be really grateful to have this chance.
No doubt. I mean, you know, some of these players go on the AAU circuit, and when you think of a guy like Hunter Skank had a really nice summer, but you have a chance to kind of keep the pedal on in your development and go against some of the top players, and you see players getting better week after week as Anderson here dialing it up. He's feeling it, but that shot off the mark. There's Engelbright. They've been a nice 1-2 punch today, Eli.
Yeah, hopefully they could keep it up for Wasatch this year as well.
Both teams have had double-digit leads in this contest. The lead now is 10 for the Sound. And it's time for the Stars to really buckle down on defense, but they got to execute offensively as well. It's been a tough night as that's a nice take on the inside to score the 2. Here's Ralph's inside. Engelbright was open and just hit the back of the rim, and the rebound gathered there by the Stars. Here's Santiago. Gives over to Langston. Langston, little spin move. Count it and 1 for McCoy Langston.
That's a tough finish as the guy's grabbing your arm to be able to get that up and in.
Even going off glass, a little finesse there for Langston as substitutions here on each side. Approaching the midway point here in this second half. 56-51. 5-0 run here by the Stars. Sound playing without Sam Civilich tonight. He got hurt on the first play of the game. We have not seen him back. Certainly hope that he's okay. As Ralph's here with a tough fadeaway. That won't go. Engelbright had the rebound, kept it in, but saved it to the other team. As it's Santiago coming away with it. Sends it over to Moyer. Moyer contacted as he'll head to the line.
We saw Luke Moyer in game 1 tonight, and he was a big presence in the post. And I think he's doing it well this game as well.
I mean, it's one of those where, look, I got winded running down to use the bathroom at halftime. I mean, you're playing, 2 hours worth of up and down the floor, the tempo, the pace here. And I know it's probably common in AAU and summer circuits, but, man, you got to have some pretty good conditioning to be able to go back-to-back games as Moyer hits the 1 for 2 here. (56-53). The Stars get the clear. Here's Santiago. Sends out for the tie. That shot just off the mark. Boy, Santiago was nearly able to get that board as well, but it's cleared by Ralphs as we approach the midway point here in our second half. Here's Dowdy. Gives it back up top to Anderson. Using the Maho screen. Anderson looking inside for Julian. That was deflected. A second is fouled, and Julian Maho here heading to the line. We have some feedback from a college coach on the bench. I'm just waiting for them to tee him up. I'm just teasing. He didn't say anything bad. Had an opinion on the call, but all joking aside, Coach Taylor, just teasing you. Here's a take. Back up top with Skank. He'll try the three. That shot short, and it's that same shooting on that same end. Eli, everything is felt short from long range on that west end of the floor tonight. That shot deflected, kept by Ralphs. Won't go. Skank with the clear.
Yeah, playing on these college threes, they gotta put a little more oomph into it each shot.
Good take by Langston to the rim. That pass was deflected. Here comes Santiago pushing it now for the Stars. Trying to get it over to Hunter. He'll pull the field goal. Won't go. And that kept in by Maho despite the pressure there from Moyer. Williams sends it out. Three from Dowdy. Griffin Dowdy able to hit a big-time three for the Sound. Tried to lead Moyer. That pass had too much on it. Anderson comes up with the steal. Dowdy. I thought we tried 2 for 2 there. Anderson. The drive, good defense there by Langston, not given in. Williams will try the three. That was short. Rebounded there by the Stars. Here comes Skank. Hunter, contact. No call there. And here comes Ralphs. Back to Easton. Offensive foul.
Coach Taylor's applauding, but that's a tough play. Way to step in there and get that charge.
I mean, what are you thinking, Eli, when a man's bearing down on you and all you're doing is just trying to hold your position? Like, what's the last thought that goes into your mind before the wreck?
I'm trying not to think. I'm just trying to embrace it.
I love that. 7.5 to go. Looking in for Conley. Arm there on the back. Will be the whistle here. Hymas looking inside. Fouled there on the shot. 2 free throws coming up here.
The Stars have some big guys tonight, and Coach Taylor is encouraging them to get it inside to score.
Vicentin with a chance here at the line. Missed the free throw. Anderson the board. Eli, you hear so much free throws are really just about, the mental preparedness, the mental aspect of it. How much of that is true as a player?
It's very true. And that's something that in practice, when you're just shooting free throws, you got to try to put yourself in a situation where you're putting pressure on yourself, or else it's not going to work the same.
Have you found drills or scenarios that you have found to be beneficial to help your kind of mental approach at the line?
Yeah, just in practice, we do drills where if you miss it, then you got to run. And sometimes I do that with myself as well. I try to go 10 for 10, and depending on how many I miss, I have to run a ladder. And that puts that pressure on myself to make those free throws.
There is nothing worse than running ladders. I'm not going to lie. That's like the absolute worst. Big time made three there, 61-58. Sound still in front, 5.5 to go here. Mulford the drive, Mulford the finish in the lane.
Great take by Diego. Little ball handling to a nice little floater.
He started the game off with a 3 tonight, and I feel like since then most of his points have been right near the rim. He's been very opportunistic with some of the driving game tonight for the Sound. Carly, terminated, sends it out here with Hills. Working away from the screen, count the bucket. How about that take by Kyson Hymas of Copper Hills?
Good finish. We could hear the slap from up here, and he was still able to get that ball in the basket.
2-point difference. That's the closest the Stars have been here in quite some time. And we'll have substitutions here for the Sound. As again, we've got players for our next matchup, Flint and Virginia. That game's set to tip at 8:30. here at Salt Lake Community College, and have players from both sides starting to walk into the gym here at Salt Lake Community College. Mulford with a wraparound pass. Maho straight away. That shot too strong. Rebound gathered by Connolly. Carly over with Hymas. Tried to hand one off to Conley inside. Kicks it out. Carly the three. Rimmed out. Anderson the board. Pull up from 15 for Anderson. Able to hit it. Four to go. That pass got past Conley, able to be recovered by Kyle Carley of Mountain Ridge. He and Jake Fitton, a couple Sentinels that we've seen in this league this summer. Carley on the drive. Oh, nice find inside to Connolly for the lay-in.
Good pass. He draws the defense onto him and finds the open man.
I don't know if he'll go back and listen to this stream, but some coach from Murray just walked into the building. Coach Workman. It's a long-running joke with Coach Workman. He'll be here to watch his son in that final game tonight. Jackson Workman, a junior, has had a fine career for the Murray Spartans. We do want to remind you, first year of the Boys League and the first year of the Girls Utah Top 50 set to tip off next week. Right here from Salt Lake Community College. If you're one of the top girls players in the state of Utah and you want to come out and participate in the Utah Top 50 Elite League, submit your request to join the Top 50 at www.utah top50.com. Iron sharpens iron, and there's no better place to get prepared for your high school season than going up against top talent right here in the Utah Top 50 League. 3:36 to go. Sounds basketball still leading here by 2. Maho, high post, trying to work against Langston. Drive here by Dowdy, that's shut down. Up top with Mulford. Diego trying to work here, kicks it out. Nice spin by Engelbrecht. How about the defense by Moyer, but called here for the reach. Engelbrecht to the line. Trying to push that lead back to 2 possessions and does not, but Anderson with an offensive board. Fitting the way he's played tonight. Tough drive, and he's fouled.
That's a board that White's got to have, especially in this situation. Clock's ticking down. They got to get those rebounds.
Coach Taylor saying that very thing. You got to box out right now. Had an opportunity to get a clear on the last free throw. They missed it. Anderson, with his chance, takes advantage. 4-point lead now for the Sound. High screen there by Moyer. Here's Hills. Over with Langston. Langston trying to drive here on Engelbrecht. Good patience and draws the contact.
Good initial defense, just a little reach at the end to get him to get that foul.
McCoy Langston here at the line. Missed the free throw, and Anderson with the board. Eli, he's been everywhere tonight.
Man, that's exciting to see. Jackson's a tough player.
Going to be a senior this year at Wasatch. Feels like this is the kind of player you want to be like a captain, like a leader of your squad. Experienced, gritty, does all the little things. He's done that tonight for the Sound as they have that 4-point lead, minute 15 to go. 3 on the shot clock, and a tough shot there by Williams. He had to force it, and there's the shot clock violation. Carly back on the floor here for the Stars. 1:08 to go. Utah's got to execute quickly here. Hills sends to the corner. Carly Driving baseline, tough finish. Was that blocked by Anderson potentially? Williams the other way, won't go. Hunter with the rebound, 50 seconds to go. Langston looking down the lane, won't go. Moyer gets the offensive tip and good. Timeout Stars with 39 seconds to go. 67-65, the Sound in the lead. Eli, Sound have the basketball. They lead by 2. If you're the Stars, what's your game plan here? What are you trying to do to get the ball back?
Well, I think the Stars maybe don't have enough time to get 5 more fouls to put them in the bonus. So they've got to go for the steal, be really aggressive. And I mean, if they get a foul, they get a foul, but try to get the ball back as soon as they can without giving up any points.
If you're the Stars, the biggest thing here is basically, I mean, not a game of keep away, right? You can't just stall the game out. There's a shot clock here, something that Utah high school basketball fans have wanted for years. But what's really key to kind of keep this from allowing the Stars to get fouls?
They got to be strong with the ball, and they got to move it. They got to get some strong passes. But again, they got to be strong because the Stars are coming to steal it.
Williams coming back. Anderson will throw it in. Engelbright at half court, so's Dowdy. And threw it away. That ball picked off by Carly. Here's Hills. Gave it to Moyer. Looked like he was trying to set a screen. Moyer down the lane, and we're tied up. Shot clock turned off. Still pressure being put on here by the Stars. Anderson across the timeline. Here's Engelbright into the corner for Mulford. Mulford doesn't take the shot, and timeout taken here by the Sound. 67 apiece with 16 seconds to go. Boy, what a finish there by the Stars, Eli.
Great defense, and that's exactly what they needed. A quick steal and a quick 2.
16 seconds to go. Sound basketball, 67 apiece. Here's Mulford. D'd up by Carly. Mulford on the drive through the lane. Diego with the lead.
Great finish. Good strong take by Diego and good finish.
66 seconds to go. 69-67 inside. Little turnaround for the tie. Won't go. Offensive board, and they won't get the shot away, and that'll do it. 69-67. The Sound pull out the win thanks to the game winner from Diego Mulford.